each Indriya a particular principle is dominant. Sometimes the sentient, sometimes the imitative, sometimes the static. During the Bhagalpur Dharma Mahachakra, I said that the merit or demerit in a particular Indriya is determined by its capacity to assimilate inferences. Of all the inferences, sound and touch are very subtle, and so their receptors, the ears and the skin, are dominated by the sentient principle. The smell and taste tanmatras are very crude, and hence the receptors, the tongue and the nose, are dominated by the static principle. The remaining form tanmatra, which is neither crude nor subtle, has the eyes as its receptor and is dominated by the mutative principle. Regarding the motor organs, the vocal cords and the hands are dominated by the sentient principle, the legs by the mutative principle, and the anus and genital organs by the static principle. To perform crude physical actions or to assimilate the inferences of crude objects, the importance of the Indriyas is undeniable. As the supreme entity doesn't require to be associated with any external physical object, he does not require any sensory or motor organs. To create or destroy an image within his macropsychic arena, he uses his mental Indriyas, which have the qualities he requires, to guide the whole universe with his mental power. Even though he doesn't have a single physical Indriya, he possesses the qualities of the Indriyas, of all the Indriyas. He is the controller of these entities who are endowed with individual feeling or awareness, and those which are not. Each land, every object of this universe is floating on the crest and troughs of his psychic waves. The original wave emanates from him only. He is the source as well as the controller of all waves. He provides impetus to all entities of his mental creation, and so he is Isha, or controller. Here a question may arise. Being the source of momentum for the created entities, why do some entities behave like gods, while others act like demons? Can he be accused of partiality? No, that is impossible. When everything is his mental creation, why should he be accused of partiality? Jivatma, or unit consciousness, is his reflection, and the unit mind is the reflecting plate or mirror. The clearer the mirror, the clearer its reflection of the original entity. If the mirror is dirty, it will not be able to reflect the brilliance of the original entity, but for that he should not be blamed. His waves emanate from him, as usual, but due to the defect in the mirror, the vibration cannot be properly reflected. So if the unit mental mirror cannot properly receive the impetus from him, Paramatma should not be accused of partiality. He is just like a magnet, which attracts all pieces of iron towards it, except the rusty ones. Some people respond to his call, some do not. That's why I say, O sadhakas, make your minds free from impurities. Follow the path of cosmic ideation. You need not conduct any ritualistic worship or observe meaningless vows or undertake hazardous pilgrimages. Just try sincerely to remove the dirt from your mind. When you feel the attraction of the Supreme Entity in every atom and molecule of your existence, you will realize that he is showering his grace equally on all. Some wrongly think that Paramapurusha bestows his grace with partiality, but in reality all are equally dear to him. Sama Prishina, Sama Marshakena, Sama Nagena, Sama Ebi Stribihi Lokae. Some sadhakas experience the supreme attracting entity as effulgence, others as Omkara, the primordial cosmic sound. Those determined to receive his momentum feel attracted towards him, and advancing along the path of effulgence, finally merge their existential I-feeling in the ocean of his cosmic effulgence. Those who realize him in the form of Omkara advance along the path of Omkara, and finally become ensconced in Purushottama, the source of Omkara, the nucleus of all emanations, the unit entities in which his divine expression are fully manifest are said to have attained the height of fulfillment physically, psychically, and spiritually. They realize in the core of their hearts that the entire human life is a sadhana. Each and every mundane action of theirs, such as eating, sleeping, dressing, and even breathing, are an integral part of that sadhana. But those who have not understood the Supreme Entity and His creation in this light will say, well, I don't steal and I don't tell lies, so why should I do Brahma sadhana? They think that moralism alone is the highest goal in this world. But remember, moralism is not the goal, it is the starting point. The Supreme Controller, if the Supreme Controller is disowned, this so-called morality of the moralist can be lost at any moment, and does get lost. Such people end up pretending to be moralists externally, but internally become immoralists. This is the height of hypocrisy in the society. The different spheres of social life, such as education, industry and trade, commerce and politics, are overcrowded with this class of human brutes because of a lack of Dharma sadhana. Those who are compelled to become moralists under social pressure, or those who put on a show of being moralists from the rostrum or pulpit, or in short stories, novels, and poetry, are actually misguided fools, however intelligent they may think themselves to be. Inflated with the vanity of pedantry, they lose all their common sense and behave like lunatics. All the worst things about them is that to fulfill their petty narrow interest, they hoodwink the innocent, simply unwary, gullible masses. Internally, they wish to become ministers, to serve their selfish interests. Outwardly, they say they want to serve the society in the interests of the common people. Their one intention is to fill their pockets with money, but they publicly pronounce that they want to follow the gospels of Dharma. O human beings, beware of these impostors. Try to apply your power of discrimination to know who are your friends and who are your foes. You should never allow yourself to fall victim to these political and religious traitors. Remember that every individual has immense potentialities. Tap those potentialities and advance resolutely along the spiritual path. If you cannot stand erect on the solid ground on the strength of your spiritual power, no one can support you with a prop. You need not employ a paid agent to help you express your innate potentialities. O human beings, you alone are the proper judges of your mind. You are quite aware of how much filth lies stinking in the corner of your mind. With cosmic ideation set out from the starting point of moralism, and advance towards supreme realization, your feet may bleed, cut by the thorns scattered on the road, the sky rent asunder by the lightning and crushing thunder of the fearful storm may fall on your head, but proceed you must. You are a born fighter. To flee the battle in fear and hide like a corpse in the hills is ultra-virus to your existential vitality. You must advance towards the Supreme Entity, your original abode, smashing all obstacles on the path. From time immemorial you have been listening to the sweetness of His divine call. Can you remain oblivious to it, engrossed in your little world created by Maya? Shotiyeyan Bashir Tane Seki Tata Takai Pater Pane. The one who rushes towards the call of a flute, does he ever look behind? Merge the propensities expressed by your indriyas into Chitta mind stuff, Chitta into Aham Tattva Durai, Aham Tattva into Maha Tattva existential life feeling, Maha Tattva into Jivatma, unit consciousness, and Jivatma into Paramatma, universal consciousness. That will be your supreme fulfillment, the state beyond which there remains nothing to be attained.